unprecedented courage. He is a teacher in East Providence. A big round of applause. This is Keith Anderson. Big round of applause for Keith.
Hello, Rhode Island! How is everybody today? All right, Keith. I was going to say it's too bad Governor Chafee's not here today, but I think I just saw him back there with a red nose on. Is not here today. You see one hell of a turnout of his constituents here to tell them enough is enough with this. Illegal is illegal.
Yes!
It's time we start helping out the citizens of this state. It's time we start helping out the taxpayers of this state.
Yes!
I wanted to offer him congratulations. You know, him with the help of Gordon Fox and Piper Weed have completely circumvented the General Assembly. Way to go on that.
Yeah!
You know, the General Assembly, the people that we elected to vote on bills that are critical to the functioning of this state.
No!
They've been trying to pass this bill for 6 years.
They failed.
And every single time it fails. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
The taxpayers don't want it.
Yeah.
Well, not only took them 9 months to circumvent the General Assembly and give the power to a board of unelected officials to get them to pass it.
Let it go, Keith. Yeah.
Governor Chafee, this is a nation of laws.
Yeah.
John Adams is rolling over in his grave today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have checks and balances here for a reason. And it's so good, Governor, people like you can't take the power away from the people.
Yes.
If we don't enforce the laws on illegal aliens, then how are we supposed to know what laws to enforce?
Yeah.
And what's to stop me from go stealing a candy bar? Right? What's to stop me from go stealing a TV? What's to stop any kid from and buying a case of beer?
Right.
There are laws.
Yeah.
There are consequences to laws. You don't get rewarded for breaking the law.
That's right.
And just because you don't understand why people are so outraged, let me give you just a few examples. All right? Here's a little history lesson from a teacher. The whole right to representation, you might find that somewhere in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Why don't you go look at the 27th grievance in the Declaration of Independence?
You don't know how to read.
Apparently not. The 27th grievance in the Declaration of Independence talks about border security. We need to have defensible borders. And if you let illegals come here to go to school, they're going to have a flood of illegals here.
There's too many as it is.
And one other thing about history that you might want to take a look at. After the Tea Party, Britain passed something called the Coercive Acts. They became known as the Intolerable Acts because Great Britain and the King started giving rights to Catholic Frenchmen, people who are not colonists. Well, now we're giving rights to illegal immigrants. And Governor, your actions are intolerable.
Yeah!
going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause. Representative Mike Chippendale.
Thank you very much. Right next to me is a sign, and this is especially poignant for all of you veterans out there. This is a sign that has 3 pictures on it. It has a picture of a serviceman in the desert. It has a picture of a ward of wounded veterans, and it has a photograph of the belly of a C-130 loaded with flag-draped caskets of American servicemen who are right now in the deserts and out there in other countries fighting to bring democracy to those countries. And the irony is not lost on me that while these brave men and women who all they want to do is come back here and maybe get a GI Bill so they can afford to go to college, are going to get the same break as someone who's illegal. That is not right. These men and women who sacrifice everything, they do that because maybe they live 5 minutes away in Seacon and they want to go to URI. Well, they don't get in-state tuition rates, so they go into the service and they get the GI Bill. Right. But all they have to do is become illegal and they can get it for the same price. But you know what? They won't do that because they're Americans. They're Americans who are willing to sacrifice whatever they have to sacrifice to get education if that's what they want, or to do whatever they want to do in a free country as a free citizen of the United States of America. Yes. It's about time that everyone else started to play that same tune, and that goes to the clowns.
For the state is hope, and you're making it hopeless. But we're not going to stand for it. And as far as Governor Chafee and the clowns, to quote General Treasurer Frank Caprio, you can shove it. Let's have a big round of applause. He's a fighter. He's a defender of the faith. Ladies and gentlemen, Representative Joe Trillo.
Thank you, and thank you all. Thank you all for coming out today. I can't tell you how important it is that we have a rally like this and we have a turnout like this. Even though the Providence Journal is reporting there's 100 people here today. I'm going to give them a pants on fire. Hey, what do you think would happen if we all went to a foreign country and we all stood in front of their capitals and we said we want free welfare, we want free health care, we want free education? They'd lock us up and throw the key away. They'd lock us up and throw the key away.
They send us essential
What's going on in this country right now, and not only in Rhode Island, but it's becoming worse in Rhode Island, is absolutely insane. We're giving the United States of America away to foreign people that are just coming here.
That's right.
You know, we're all descendants of immigrants.
That's right.
My grandfather came here from Italy. My father sponsored many people to come to this country. You had to sponsor people. You had to be responsible for them. You had to make sure they had a job. Now with the likes of President Obama and Governor Chafee, just get here. We don't care how you get here. Just get here. We're going to give you everything.
Yeah.
And you know who they're giving it away? They're coming to every one of you, and they're picking your pockets.
Yeah.
immigrants. They're giving it away. They're not only giving you the dollars, they're chewing up the jobs. And you got the likes of the unions in this state that are actually supporting them.
Like George Lee. Yeah.
You know what? That's a subject for another day. I'm not going to go
We should
there.
get more people here on that subject. Yeah.
The bottom line is, what the governor did was circumvent the legislature.
Yep. Yeah.
But let me tell you this, after 12 years in this building, if the legislator and the leaders in the legislature, like the speaker, like the Senate president, really want to show their muscle, they really want to say, hey governor, you didn't have a right to do what you did.
Yeah.
They could turn it around tomorrow. I'm going to let you go. I just want to thank you all so much for coming. And let's keep up the fight. We're not going to sit down and play dead like these clowns would have us think we're going to do. Thank you.
Representative Joe Trillo. Let's give him a round of applause. USA! USA! Let those clowns hear it. Governor Chafee, we're not going away. Governor Chafee, maybe it's time that you went away. Maybe it's time to recall this so-called governor. Maybe it's time that King Gump go away. Ladies and gentlemen, someone that speaks up for the people. Come show that sign.
Look at this here.
There it is. Hold it up. Hold it up. We're all crying. Where have you gone? A lonely state turns its eyes to you, Senator John Chafee. Folks, please welcome. Hold it up.
Hold it up.
Give him a round of applause. Folks, he's always speaking out on behalf of the people. Big round of applause. The pride of Cranston, Representative Peter Palumbo.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. You know, from time to time, you get tired fighting the same fight. Now here we go. They're going to be rude now. Okay? But we're the rude ones. We'll be called the rude ones. You know, we need to stop the insanity. And you guys re-energize myself. Representative Trillo, I've been fighting this fight for a long time, but we need your help. We're certainly not going to get it from the Providence Journal.
Oh, no.
You know, they can say that Terry Gorham's pants are on fire. They can say things of that nature, but they don't report themselves when they put in their newspaper deceptive polls with deceptive numbers from Brown University. When they use the words, when they say that they have that 54% of the people in the state of Rhode Island support tuition, in-state tuition for illegal aliens. But the Journal doesn't state that they said, do you want immigrants to have in-state tuition? That was the deceptive part of that poll. Pants on fire, Journal. So we're going to be fighting this good fight. It's apparent that Governor Chafee's priorities are simply wrong. They're simply wrong. They don't reflect the greater majority of the priorities of the people in the state of Rhode Island. In poll after poll, it just keeps showing that. And when they print those numbers in a paper like the Providence Journal, you know they're grinding their teeth and they're lowballing it. You know, we need to look at where the state is now. We've got the 5th highest unemployment rate in the country. We're in the process of state pension reform because the system is near collapse. We've got the condition of our bridges. This was great to see on the History Channel the other day. The condition of our bridges are the absolute worst in the country.
Yeah, we're
Our
number one.
veterans' services are constantly being cut. $20 million were cut from the Department of Disabilities in this last budget. The Tax Foundation figures has Rhode Island the 10th highest state in the state for state and local tax burden per capita in the country. We're the 6th worst in the country for the business tax index. We're the 3rd highest debt per capita in the country for all the taxes. Central Falls is bankrupt. Many other cities and towns are having severe financial trouble with their unfunded pension liabilities. And I ask you, does this governor have his priorities in the right place?
Oh, God, no. No way. He's a brainwashed animal.
Let's stop the insanity. I want to read you a quote. I want to read you a quote because it's very pertinent right now from a former governor of California. If I can find it. Gray Davis, yes. That's correct. It's in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I got it. Okay. This is the quote from former California Governor Gray Davis in 2002. And this is serious. This is serious. The quote, the tragedy of September 11th made it abundantly clear that the driver's license is more than just a license to drive. It is one of the primary documents we use for identification. He was absolutely correct. What happened was he did a 180 on that. And the people of California, they did a recall, they did a 180 on him, and they threw him out. I hope our governor's paying attention. I hope he's paying attention. You know, let's take a quick look, just a quick look at what the Governor Chafee has done since he's been in office.
Nothing.
Okay?
Nothing.
The first day he reversed the Governor Kacheri's executive order. Number two, and I don't know what's worse, the fact that they're going to provide in-state tuition for illegal aliens, or that the governor of the state of Rhode Island circumvents the General Assembly, the people that have been elected to represent you, okay? And when the governor of the state doesn't abide by the laws, how do we expect the rest of the people in the state to follow that? And now the driver's licenses. Well, anyway, I want to say we're going to continue to need your help. We need to grow. This is a great crowd. There has to be at least 400 plus people. Thank you all. God bless. Thank you.
Folks, Representative Peter Palumbo, let's give him a round of applause. I'm tired of these people catering to the illegals.
Yeah, we are too.
Even the television shows, they want to change it to South American Idol. I say no way. Green Card Acres. I say no way. Desperate Houseboys. Absolutely not. I'm tired of the illegals complaining. They hate water fire. They say, how are we supposed to swim and fish in this water if you keep lighting it on fire? I'm tired of it. Folks, up next, give yourselves a round of applause. You're great for coming out. You're involved. We're sending a message to the governor. You're not the king, and we're not going to stand by. Folks, our next speaker, she speaks out on illegal immigration. Big round of applause. Helen Glover.
Thank you for coming. You know, we've gathered before to get the governor's attention so that he will hear us. We first spoke out on the issue of him raising taxes. Some of those just went into effect last weekend. But he didn't hear us then, even though we mobbed the State House several days in a row. He told us that the only policies that he heard were his. If he heard any other idea, if there were any other ideas out there, he'd be welcome to hear them, but he didn't hear any others. So we went to his barber, Ernie, and Ernie told him, raise the taxes, I'm okay with that. The next thing he's done now is he's gone to a group of people whose first decision was to enter the country illegally. And he asked them, what can I do for you to make your lives better? I bet you would like him to come to you in your place of business and ask you what he could do to make your life better. This is the state that's the worst of the 50 for business. But no, he went to a community here illegally and said, what can I give you? And they're like, well, you've already given us the right to work because you're ripping up the E-Verify executive order from Governor Kachiri. So, I don't know, how about letting our kids go to school? They already go to school for free, K through 12. How about giving us in-state tuition? The governor says, done. And they said, it hasn't gotten through the General Assembly. And basically, what did this governor say? We don't need no stinking General Assembly.
The General Assembly.
We can just, let me just appoint a board of my buddies. Isn't that cronyism?
Yeah.
Wasn't this governor against cronyism?
Yeah.
ABC, cronyism and corruption. This is the biggest example of cronyism I've seen. Put 12 people out of the 13 on a board, hide behind them, have them push your policies in a sham of a committee meeting last week where they had no intention of answering your questions and had already made up their mind. So the governor says, in-state tuition, you got it. What else? Do you blame them? How about giving us driver's licenses? He acknowledges they're already working. Now we're going to give them driver's licenses. Please keep this governor away from the ACI. I don't want him going in there to rapists and murderers and child molesters and asking them what they want. Let me tell you, 5 examples here of people that I have heard, and some of them are here today. One is a family in Tiverton. The guy works in the trades. He has 2 kids in college, and he's barely making it because his boss has to compete with contractors that hire an illegal workforce. And every year he has seen his income and his jobs go down. He is trying to afford college for his 2 kids. Where's his tax break? The second one, a woman that emailed me and said, I've got a nephew with Down syndrome and they're cutting back on services for disabled adults and giving the money to a group of people who came here illegally. She also has a daughter-in-law who came from Peru the right way and paid a lot of money and spent a lot of time to do that. The third Rhode Island citizen, a guy that's been working and trying to afford college, but he can't. So in the meantime, he works and then saves money to go to school. This summer, he was working in the restaurant business, and he was working with people with college degrees because there are no jobs. And now we're going to import more people to take more jobs. At first, they were taking menial labor jobs from people that are low income. Now the governor wants to make sure they get college degrees so they can take even better jobs. Maybe we can give them an $88,000 a year job here.
The Iron Newsies Fund.
More cronyism. The fourth example. This is a guy that came here from the Azores. Again, he did it the right way. He came here legally. He is a struggling business owner. Do you think Governor Chafee has gone and asked him, what can I do for you to make your life easier? No. Fifth example, my own daughter. She graduated from college. She went to the headhunters with her degree. They suggested Boston, New York, or D.C. They said, forget Rhode Island, there are no jobs. Where is this governor for the tax-paying citizens and the legal immigrants? He is not listening. I hoped he would, so I wore a white rose today because I heard that was admission to get in to see the governor.